Hi, and welcome to this Strat Chat entitled Disclosure Management 101. My name is k.beckberger. I'm the Director of Business Development here at DisclosureNet. Today, I wanted to take the opportunity to really define what disclosure management is to organizations today, and how here at DisclosureNet we can provide solutions to help the efficiency of that specific cycle. On the left-hand side of our screen here, we have what every organization will have today, which is a set of data sources. These data sources will feed the actual information required for some of the reports in their disclosure management cycles. Those data sources can vary from general ledger systems to formal consolidation systems, and even using Excel for working papers and schedules. Once that data has been collected in those specific sources, the typical environment for most organizations is there's an extraction of that data into usually an Excel-based format. That Excel-based format is then used by the stakeholders who are involved in putting these documents together to actually infuse into the Word format. That Word format is used as the working version of the document until it's ready to be, of course, released to a regulator or to the investment community. The Excel concept here, of course, relies on the data being stored and then manually input into the Word document. There are a number of different methods companies will use to do this. All of them have their pros and cons, but the commonality between all of them is they're very manual. Once that data gets into that active Word document, there are a number of stakeholders involved in either managing the document itself, they are approving certain information in that document once it gets to that stage, or they are reviewing that information. They are passing that information back and forth, either via email or via network drive sharing. They have the ability, of course, to create versions in Word. Many different version control issues may occur within that stage. And then finally, when they all come to an agreement, they will produce the final version of that document. Usually those versions will take on many different formats. For those filing into the SEC, obviously XBRL and Edgar format are required. For annual and quarterly reporting, and here in Canada, our management discussion and analysis reporting, usually Word and PDF formats are what typically are used. For any investor communication type documentation, such as a press release, a management information circular, annual general meeting information is also done in Word and PDF. And finally, any presentation format of the content that exists in any of these specific reports can be produced in PowerPoint, something like an external analyst presentation or an investor's deck. The common issue that most organizations face is really on this middle portion. This is where all the manual effort is currently happening to develop what eventually will become the outputted report. Many organizations struggle when there are changes to the data side. How do those changes efficiently make it into the Word document, and then of course into their working version, and then final outputted copy? And how do those changes update across multiple versions of the actual output itself? This is the core issue and challenge that most organizations face. The other is certainly around the collaboration issue. There are a number of users that have to be involved in the overall disclosure management cycle. However, they're not as collaborative as they'd like to be. Word as it's on its own is not a collaborative application, and therefore they have to pass many versions around, and that becomes very problematic. There's no traditional audit trail or workflow capability built into those applications. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for joining us today.